you're thinking about selling your home in the St. John's metro area right now, you've probably heard that it's a very competitive seller's market. Low inventory, motivated buyers, homes moving really fast. And you might be thinking, great, I'll just list it and see what happens. But here's something I want you to consider before you do that. Something that most sellers skip because they assume they don't need this in a hot market. And it's one of the things I most often wish I could go back and tell all my clients to do. Get a home inspection before you list your property. I know, you're already thinking, why would I pay for an inspection when buyers are waiving inspections just to get an offer accepted right now? Stay with me, because this isn't just about the buyers, it's about you. And it's about making sure you walk away from this sale with the outcome that you actually want. My name's Tara Sparks. I'm a local realtor here in the St. John's metro area, and this is one of my most practical pieces of advice I give to sellers. Let's get into it. The deal that falls apart. Let me paint you a picture. You list your home, you get a really great offer, maybe even multiple offers. Everyone's excited, you accept, and the buyer wants to do a home inspection. The inspector finds something, maybe it's a roof, maybe moisture in the basement, an electrical issue, whatever it is, it wasn't something that you knew about, but now it's something that the buyer knows about, and suddenly your deal is in jeopardy. Best case scenario, you will renegotiate the price and lose some of what you thought you were getting, or you're able to fix the issue. Worst case scenario is the buyer walks away entirely. And here's the part no one talks about. Now your home goes back on the market, and every buyer who sees it is going to ask what happened. Why did the deal fall through? What's wrong with this home? Even if the issue was minor, the perception is the problem is real. You've now lost momentum, you've lost time, and you may have lost buyer confidence in your property. A pre-listing inspection is how you can avoid that entirely. So, what is a pre-listing inspection, and what does this actually give you? So, when you hire a trusted home inspector before your home hits the market, you get something really valuable. The information gives you control. If the inspector finds any issues, then you have options to deal with them. You can fix them before you list the property, which means buyers see a well-maintained home with no surprises, or you can choose not to fix them and price the house accordingly and disclose this to buyers before they make an offer. But now it's your decision, made on your terms before you're in the middle of a negotiation. You're not reacting, you're in full control. And there's another benefit that I think sellers overlook entirely. When you can hand a buyer a clean, recent home inspection report that's done by a reputable inspector, you're giving them something they desperately want right now. Because here's what's actually going on in buyers' heads in a competitive market. What buyers are really thinking. This is the key insight. Slow down and let it land. Right now, a lot of buyers are submitting an offer without a home inspection condition because they feel like this is the only way they can get their offer accepted. It's the only way to compete in this market. But that doesn't mean that they're not worried about it. When a buyer sits down to write an offer on your home and they have to write in no home inspection, they're doing mental math. They're asking themselves, what could be wrong with this home? Should I leave some room in my offer in case there are unexpected issues that we didn't budget for? What if the roof needs to be replaced next year? What if there's something I'm not able to see? There's a lot of uncertainty with that, and it can cost you money because they're going to factor this into the number that they offer, whether they say so or not. But when you hand them a complete inspection report up front, done by somebody reputable, showing them exactly what the home's condition is, you remove all that uncertainty. They're no longer guessing, they're making an informed decision based on real information. And buyers who feel informed feel more confident. Confident buyers make stronger offers. Think about it this way. You're not just selling a home, you're selling them a peace of mind. And a pre-listing inspection is one of the most direct ways to do that. So, what to look for when hiring a home inspector? Now, this part matters. Not all home inspectors are equal. Not all home inspectors are reputable. It is not a licensed industry in Newfoundland and Labrador, so you want to make sure you find somebody you can trust and that the buyers are going to trust. I would recommend asking your realtor for a recommendation. They should have a great home inspector that they use regularly. You can also ask around to neighbors or friends who have recently bought or sold, but your most trusted person would likely be a realtor who works with these people day in and day out. So make sure you get someone who's going to provide a good detailed written report with photos. The goal of this report is that it stands on its own. A buyer can read it and feel genuinely informed about your home, not one that glosses over things or raises more questions than it answers. A good home inspector is worth every dollar, and for what is likely your largest financial asset, this is not the place to cut corners. Selling your home in a seller's market is an opportunity, but the sellers who get the best outcomes aren't just the ones who list at the right time, they're the ones who go in prepared. A pre-listing inspection is one of the smartest things that you can do to protect your deal, control your narrative, and give buyers the confidence to make their best offer. If you're thinking about selling in St. John's and want to walk through what the process looks like, I'd love to connect. You can reach out for a personalized consultation. And if you found this helpful, please share it with somebody who might be getting ready to sell a home. You might save them a lot of stress. And subscribe for more real estate content made specifically for the St. John's market. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.